it's difficult to debate people who don't want to open their minds to the fact that you can be liberal in your opinions and you can change them over time as things change. And there's nothing wrong with thinking that Bitcoin is the only solution for you. Absolutely fine. Why do I care? But they seem to care if anybody else doesn't think that. And that holds true of any maximalist of anything. Same in religions. It doesn't make sense. Basically, we all go to a bar, we socialize with each other, and we shouldn't care what religion you're in, what crypto you're in. But for some reason, it seems to matter so much to people. And I get it. They want to be proponents for their own network, and they want their network to survive. I get that. And that is a good part of the space. But it doesn't have to be one thing fits all.
Bitcoin is currently trading at $40,000 as the cryptocurrency market turned bearish once again, with total market capitalization shedding 1.4% to drop below the $2 trillion mark to $1.97 trillion. The largest cryptocurrency, Bitcoin's price, slipped by 1.72% to $40,196. With this decrease in price, the market capitalization of the biggest crypto has reached $761 billion. Alarmingly, Bitcoin has shed 7.5% of its value during the last 7 days. Amidst this chaotic price trend, investors are worried if Bitcoin will fall lower than the $40,000 mark or hold its position. Raoul, the founder and CEO of Real Vision and global macro investor, believes the crypto market has found its bottom and that new upside momentum is likely. Hello and welcome to Money Talks. In today's video, Raoul updates about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana outlook in 2022, market volatility and FUD, and why the crypto market will bounce back after the decline in the last few days. So without wasting any time, let's dive right into the video.
That is their opinion, and they're entitled to that opinion, but you can't force somebody to have your opinion. If not, you're doing what the missionaries did, which was go into countries and force people to take a religion on by coercion. That's not the way. The way should be by allowing Bitcoin to flourish and prove that it is better over time. But that is not the way it goes. And this idea that everything's a scam. So one of the things that the Bitcoiners held was, in a bear market, Bitcoin is the only one that survives and everything else goes to zero. Yeah. Since the bear market, ETH has outperformed. And I'm not saying that as an ETH maximalist. I'm not. I don't give a shit what works over time. I literally don't care. I would care for the whole space. That's what I care about. I really care about this whole space. But the point is, ETH outperformed. So it's like, that's not the narrative. The narrative is they all get exposed in a bear market. It's all narrative, and it's not true. It's just simply not true. What is true? Is Bitcoin the most decentralized, strongest, most robust network? Yes, true. Is it the only answer to everything? Absolutely, categorically, no. All of this space is moving much faster than you can ever possibly imagine. So I'm working on this space. A lot of people are. This is what NFTs are. NFTs exploded onto the screen, onto the scene. Right, it's coming so fast. This space is growing. The crypto space overall is growing at 137% a year. And the internet, back at roughly the same stage, was growing at 65% a year. It is twice the speed. I say this many times, people don't understand what I'm talking about. Twice the speed of the internet in terms of adoption. So if it's growing 137% a year now, we're at 300 million users. We're at 600 or 700 million users this time next year. We're at 1.5 billion users the year after. Now, that will happen at scale because of what these giant communities are going to do. The giant communities being fashion brands, music, sports, film franchises, TV, all of this, they're all coming into these new business models. And I said this ages ago. Gary Gensler came out all guns blazing and said, we want to ban everything. Everything's terrible. That is classic negotiation tactics. You start with the hardest line first and you try and negotiate to the center and you try and keep it a bit on your side. So he tried to go in hard. He hasn't even got the mandate. The CFTC haven't got the mandate. Nobody's got the mandate yet. So they're trying to do this this cross-governmental policy committee to do this. But what they've said is, yeah, we get it. It's real. It's happening. And we have to work with it. So it's exactly playing out as I said it would, is they will reach a decent compromise. They will have to rewrite some laws like the securities laws and the Howey test over time because they'll realize it's not going to work. And if the US wants to be a world leader, they have to change that. Europe doesn't have a Howey test. Europe has other issues, however, and so people are going to figure this out over time. The UK have made a great statement of what they're trying to do. They've said, yep, we get it. Web3 is coming. Stable coins are part of the economy. We think they're good. We understand that the world is changing and we're going to allow this to happen, and we'll have a light touch regulation best we can, and we're going to be adaptive. So we know the space is moving, so there's no point trying to regulate it with an iron fist now. Let's see how it goes. Everyone's going to do that. It's too big. You can't have it. As I said, by next year, there's 700 million people using this. What are you going to do? Just suddenly say no? It's just not going to happen. So all it is them being comfortable that they get their share of taxes.
Yes.
And that shenanigans aren't going on. That's all it is. And we make it, everyone's shaking their fists, screaming at each other, but that's all they really care about is please don't destroy our own system of money. Try not to hide money from bad things. And that's basically it. The UK has made it clear, and I think the Fed has made it pretty clear, they're both going to probably coincide and operate with each other. What I think seems to be moving towards is the central banks will have their own version. So let's say they want to hand out stimulus. You can give it directly to people's wallets. Maybe the government has a wallet of which you pay your taxes from or whatever. But you'll have private wallets, private CBDC, private stable coins. I think they're accepting that technology moves too fast to not use existing rails that the private sector's built. I think they're all going to come to that solution. Singapore got to that solution too. I think India's coming to that solution, that they're going to have to use all sorts of different existing blockchain rails. Now, what blockchains they're built on, who knows? Nobody cares. They will just be built on different things. And, people will hate it, but a bunch of stuff will get built on, XRP, a bunch of stuff will get built on some layer of ETH, some will get built on, Cosmos. Nobody cares. As long as I can send you the dollar. It's really simple. Okay, on here, you will get paid into your wallet for participating in the communities that you belong to. So maybe there's a beauty brand you're involved in that you really like, that you think is really cool. And maybe there's a bunch of influencers you're involved in, some music and Bitcoin, right? So maybe those are your cultural things, and maybe a fashion brand that you love as well, right? And you're part of the community. You're helping promote it. You're doing stuff. You want to be involved. You have the tokens on your phone, and these are like universal basic equity because you're earning them by being a person in the network who's doing good for the community. And so you've got a bunch of these things that are valuable that you've not had to pay for in many circumstances. You may want to buy more because you really believe in it, but you may get awarded them. So you're getting free money for being a good community member and helping drive those networks. And they will all be on your mobile phone. And then you'll be able to spend them either within that network or exchange them outside of that network for other things. So it's a world of having multiple currencies for multiple things. Like when you go on holiday to Spain, you have to use euros. And if you go on holiday to Australia, you need Aussie dollars. So you are leaving one community, going to another, and you'll use their currency. It's the same. But we're going down to smaller currencies.
Though.
Sorry?
But in terms of platforms, are we saying like Twitter's still going to exist? Will YouTube exist? Or will there just be one platform?
No, it'll be across everywhere. Now, does it mean that Meta screwed up and get it wrong and people leave? Possibly. Do Twitter adopt this fast enough? Who knows? It's bloody hard to build a new Twitter because there's 300 million people using it all day. So the most likely outcome is Twitter say, we're going to integrate this well, which is why I tweeted at Elon Musk, because this is where they're going to have to go if they want hyper engagement, if they don't want to sell ads and they want to create a reward system that makes Twitter a better place. Because therefore, if you're a bad network participant, then the value of the network goes down. So it stops people destroying networks. So it's going to be across all platforms. You won't even notice it. It'll just be part of what you do, much like you go into this financial world and suddenly you own shares in all of these things. Now they're on different stock exchanges. You can use different brokerages. You don't really care. You got a share in Apple. You got a share in, Facebook, whatever it is. So it's that world. It's a multi-asset world that operates across different chains that are, and we can transfer the assets from one to the other.
In the last month, the cryptocurrency market was quite steady, particularly Bitcoin. So the latest drop in prices has sent shockwaves around the industry. Bitcoin's price peaked for the year at $48,200 on March 28th, but now, just a few weeks later, it is once again tragic. Analysts believe crypto investors are spooked as markets around the world lose their steam. A possible explanation for the drop could be the new bans imposed on cryptocurrency as Russia continues to try to evade economic sanctions amid its illegal invasion of Ukraine. Just before the weekend, the European Union banned the use of cryptocurrency services to Russia. The new rule blocks deposits to Russian crypto wallets, including popular cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Cardano, Solana, and Luna. It came after the European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde warned that cryptocurrencies posed a threat to efforts to curb Russia's economy. The EU will put a prohibition on providing high-value crypto asset services to Russia, the European Commission announced. India's cryptocurrency industry could also be dragging down the overall market. Crypto research firm Krabako found trade volumes had dropped massively in the country ever since a new tax rule was introduced on April 1st. India now requires a 30% tax on any profits generated from cryptocurrency transactions and doesn't allow offsetting gains with losses. So what are your thoughts about Bitcoin's current cycle? Are we in a bear market or not? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching.